The Gulf region is probably one of the most volatile regions of the world. In the past 3 decades, no less than 3 major wars have occurred here in this region. From 1980 to 1988, Iran and Iraq fought a very bloody war. In 1990 and 1991, the US and international coalition repelled the Iraqi invasion of Kuwait. And in 2003, the US and a smaller coalition invaded Iraq and have occupied this very large country since then. Despite all this trouble, despite those big geopolitical conflicts, the region has not developed mechanisms or security institutions to address all these challenges. In fact, those challenges have grown even more complex over the years. They've evolved from state-centric to transnational challenges like human trafficking, smuggling, proliferation, piracy, terrorism, and so on. The IISS came up with its own proposal to try to deal with those challenges. This is why the Manama dialogue has become such an important venue for policymakers from around the globe to address what's happening here in the region. There are 6 GCC states, some of them very wealthy. Iraq, which is today in a very difficult position because of the invasion and the occupation and the internal strife. And Iran, which is growing more isolated from the international community. But there are also numerous other actors who have an interest in Gulf stability, from the US to China to India to Pakistan to other Arab and Middle Eastern states. The Manama dialogue seeks to bring all these here in the region to discuss here in the region what can be done. We are fortunate to welcome every year a very senior, increasingly senior crowd of officials, foreign ministers, defense ministers, and this year for the first time a head of state as well as US Secretary Clinton. The question is whether the regional actors can present their own view of what are the solutions that can be applied here in the region. It's also important for external actors to explain how they envision the stability and the security of the Gulf region. Is it through more foreign involvement in the region? Is it through less foreign involvement in the region? It's also an opportunity for countries like Iran to demonstrate more understanding of other countries' fears of its own nuclear ambitions and its own political agenda elsewhere in the region. The Manama dialogue is the only place where this happens here in the Gulf, and this is why it has become such an important forum.